There is good news today. If you're hearing my voice, you have been selected. You have been chosen. You have demonstrated something to the Father that has engaged him. It is written that the Father, our Father, has a sight that goes throughout the world looking for someone. Some soul to show himself strong through. And what it is, it's a decision. It's the foundation of this word today. The title is Choice of Choice. You know, because there is a difference between a decision and a choice. You see, there was a tale in the Word of the Heavenly Father written about a father who had two sons. He asked his son, one of his sons, says, "Hey, would you go and get this done for me?" And the son replied back, according to the Word, "I will not. I have something else to do." Without reluctancy, the father asked the second son, "Would you do this for me, please?" And the second son said, "Yes, sir." But here is the dilemma to the situation. The one who said, "Yes, sir," didn't do it. He didn't follow out the instructions of his father. But the one who said, "I wouldn't do it," chose a different route. And his choice was enabled with a want. I want to do this for my father. I don't have to do it. This leads us to the word today, choice of choice. It's a dilemma that is old as time. A dilemma that I had to walk into. Everyone that is called by his name must walk into this choice of choice. There comes a time when your decision can be seen very clearly. But your choice is only known of the Heavenly Father. He said this word, and you must choose. What do you think that choice is? The choice that the Father was speaking of had nothing to do with the fleshly body of right and wrong. No. Those are decisions. It has everything to do with the intent of your heart. Our Father created the dilemmas that we face today. See your heart about the matter. He created the flesh and gave it a wise mind to contend with the mind of the soul. You know, as it contended with Eve, yeah, but the Father said, "I know, but it's not really all that. I mean, you're not going to die." I mean, he's looking in the mirror talking to yourself. You know, have you done it before? Sure you have. I mean, I could sleep with him. You know, nobody would never know. And then you go home with some type of incurable disease, right? Now you're mad at yourself. Why'd I do that? Right? For a moment. You know, like having sex with somebody that you don't like. And then after the pleasurable moment passes, you want to go home. They just cuddle for a while. No, I'm going to go home. There's nothing here. Do you feel bad about the situation? Because The choice of choice is this, sons of God. We're close. Our Father is not concerned with your words. He said in His Word, the life and death is in the power of the tongue. What do you mean by that? If you say something long enough, you're going to believe it. If somebody whispers these words in your ears long enough, eventually you're going to have that situation. Like a man sitting in a church building and the pastor man telling him, you have a problem with pornography. And he keeps saying it over and over again. Now the man has a curiosity with, what is pornography? And you go look at it. Then you keep looking at it. And then you really have a problem because somebody introduced it to your mind. But above that, there's a want. The want that the Father looks for in all identity. He looked for in all the men that He wrote of in the Holy Bible. Do you want to please me? I'm not concerned with you following all the commandments, man, for my sake, right? That's what you're telling me? Yes, sir, I'm buying all the commandments for you in the flesh. I need you to want this. This is the choice of choice. So you can choose to learn of the Heavenly Father, but you must make another choice to want to live this life. It's not a given. It's a conscious decision. You can lie the very next moment. Do something completely different, as though you never heard of the name of a Heavenly Father, who said, I am present at all times. Right? Here's what Jesus would have you to know. Every challenge that He encountered that was written of His life was revealed for your learning. What do you want? Do you want the relationship of the flesh? You can have that. Or you want to know me? Was this not what He encountered with Abraham? Yeah, I know I promised you that, boy, but go kill him. Like a lamb. Cut him open and burn him. Are you serious? What do you want? I want the relationship. But there was a weakness in his mind that only the Father revealed to us. I know if he killed this boy, he'd create me another because he made a promise to me. Okay, you got me. Jesus was not entertained with anything like that. I want to do what my Father tells me to do because that's what I want. He was just like you and me with red blood. He cared about his mother, friends, and relatives. He cared about having a position in life like his dad. But he wanted to please the Father. That's what he said. And it must be about my Father's business. And you've been about whose business? Yours? Your mom, your daddy, your cousin, those and them? And then when the time comes, when your breath is shortened, you have the audacity to have a different thought. The clock is ticking for a reason. You must have a want. It's the only way to engage the Father. You can't come close to me with a book in your hand. You got to come close to me with your heart. You know when you do something really wrong and you know it was wrong and you have that ugly feeling about it? Not because of you, but because of your relationship with the Father. That type of want. It's the want that the Father knew of when the man came to him and says, I got a thorn in my flesh, please help me. The Father says, it's not about the flesh, man. It's what you really want. This is the choice of choice, sons of God. Now you know. You can play games and tricks with people. Put on the right clothes, right robe. But the Father knows the heart. You want the money, don't you? You want the fame. You want the glitter glatter. The yah. Look at me now. And I told you, don't make yourself from a reputation. Jesus didn't afford himself that luxury because he wanted one thing that matters with the life that the Father has given us. And here it is. I made you in my image and likeness. How many times do I have to say this? Work it out. Work it out? Yeah. How do I do this? I've given you a flesh. I did that. Now, you have to make decisions against it. That's how you work it out. What do you mean? You must understand that you are a spirit of truth, not of lies. And you must live in the truth. How do you do that? Every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father, and he will tell you so. Against things of the flesh. I've learned that our Father is an orderly Father. He created everything in order. And he whispers in the ears to check and see if you're going to be obedient to the things that don't make any sense to the flesh. I need you to do this. Okie dokie. And what we've learned in this household, like for example, he told us recently, told me to tell my family, listen, we need to purge. We got too much stuff in this house. I need everybody to go through all that stuff and get rid of stuff that they have too much of. And my family members came back with at least 40 boxes of clothes each. Downstairs. And we still had more left over to what was brought downstairs. And the Father says, wait till this time here and then do this. I waited till that time and I did exactly what he said. And then there was another promise revealed. You think it was about the prophet of the promise? It was about what I wanted. Don't want to be my Father, obey the feel-good moment. It behooves us to obey the Heavenly Father because he needs to know if we are going to be his son or not. But you choose to be the son of the world, and you will have an expiration date. Now you know the choice of choice. Has nothing to do with him, her. Has everything to do with your soul and the Father, who watches the reins of the heart. You judge on the outside, I judge on the inside. You understand it now? Sons of God, now you know you have a choice. Live the truth or die the lie.